What up, everybody? What up, everybody? What up, everybody? Let me get to the spot. Let me get to the spot. Oh, hey, everybody. This is Plan Your Greatness, and I am your gracious host, Carlton Hamilton. I am in the office, not the home office. I'm in the actual physical non-home office. But I did some little rearranging, setting it up so I can have a nice, clean background. All right, let's get started. We're talking specifically about the motivation, courage, desire of an entrepreneur. Again, I'm getting a lot of feedback now, and people are starting to ask me to, talk on specific topics because they've seen my videos, they've seen my posts, and they said, "Hey, can you talk a little bit about like motivation, courage, desire?" So that's what I wanted to talk about. And it came about because I was having a conversation with my business partner, and we were talking because we had somebody work for us last season. They came in the office, they did a little bit of work, but they really didn't do much of anything. But it apparently they were doing a lot of ear hustling, because now they have gone on their own, and the person first and foremost said, "Hey, can we set up shop in your office while we build our business?" And we both looked at each other like, did we just hear that? And we agreed. We said no. Okay. So the first thing is that we came to the understanding was, oh, we've made being a business owner look easy. You think it's easy. Okay. So my question to you as we're talking and we were going over that situation is, why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Okay. Why? And if you already are an entrepreneur, why did you become an entrepreneur? So think about that, because here's my understanding. Okay. These are some of the questions that come about. Okay. People want to be the boss. Okay. They want to be their own boss. They want their own schedule. Okay. They see a skill set that they have that they want to take advantage of. They're tired of working in corporate America. They want to get paid what they feel that they're worth. And so those are some of the things that come about. And so my advice to those individuals who want to do that is, if you can find somebody to mentor, because there's an old saying that says, and this is from the Native American community, they said, "Do not judge a man till you have walked in his moccasins 2 full moons." And what that means is, if you know 2 full moons, that's 2 months. Until you have done their job, seen what they've gone through for at least 2 full months, don't even think about trying to make an assessment or judgment of that person. And the other one is, my interpretation is, you see the juice, you see the fruit juice, but you don't see the process of extracting the juice. So now let's go back to the things that people see from an entrepreneur that they want, but let's see what's behind all that. Okay. Person wants to be the boss. Okay. So if you want to be the boss, as Snoop Dogg said, you better be ready to pay the cost to be the boss. Because if you're the boss, that means you're going to take on all customer service. You're going to handle all problems. If things don't go well in the office, or the lights or something go wrong, or the printer's not working, that's all yours. You're not calling anybody else. At the beginning stages of your business, you're handling all that stuff. You are customer service. So you got to be ready for that. The other one is, oh, I want to be on my own schedule. I'm tired of having to come in at these set hours. Okay. Now, if you are saying that you're going to be on your own schedule, in typical corporate America, you're working 40 hours. Okay. Now think about this. When you go shop at a convenience store, like out here in Arizona, we have these QTs and we have these Circle Ks. Have you ever thought about, when you walk into the Circle K, how the shelves are full of food, bags of chips, candy, that little area over there where they're making the food, There's sandwiches ready. Boom. People just grabbing the stuff and going. There's gas in the pumps. You take that for granted, don't you? Okay. So here's the deal. When you're the boss, you don't just come in right at when it opens at 9 o'clock. You're there sometimes an hour and a half, 2 hours before to make sure that when that person comes up to your business, it's on and cracking when they walk in the door. And then when the door shuts, hey, the last customer leaves, you're there at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, counting your money, making sure everything is right, mopping the floors. You know what I'm saying? Whatever business you have, you making sure that you are getting everything together before you shut. And even if you're working from home. When I first started my tax business from home, at the end of the day, I reconciled everything before I went to bed. And sometimes that took 30 minutes, an hour and a half. So if you think you're going to be on that schedule, you done just gave up your 40-hour schedule. All right. Now your skill set, you have recognized that you have a particular skill set to do this job on your own. I'm all with you. Okay. But now here's what happens. That company has a system that's funneling in the leads to you. Now, did you create a lead base as you walked away from that company? If you did not, you got to get on your grind to go find some customers. Now, in order to find those customers, you got to have a little sales skill. All right. So now the next one is you wanted to get out of corporate America. All right. So what's interesting is that when you are working in corporate America, there is an external motivation. You have to be here at this time. They give you a list of things you need to do, and you get busy doing them. You come in, take your 15-minute break in the morning. You take your 30-minute break for lunch, and then you take your maybe it's an hour for lunch. Then you take your 15-minute break in the afternoon, and then at 5 o'clock, deuces, you are out the door. Okay? That's because some corporation is holding a check over your head. Every 2 weeks, you need to do that before you get that check. Now, when you're an entrepreneur, you are out there, you swimming with the sharks. You are a hunter. You get to eat. You get to eat the lion's share, but you gotta kill something before you can eat. Okay, so who's motivating you to get up, get on your grind, and get after it and get about the business of creating business? All right, so you want to be paid what you're worth. All right, now that comes with responsibility, because again, if you're getting the lion's share of the winnings, that means you taking all the responsibility, all the hours, all the complaints. It's all on you. Okay. So the motivation, the courage, the desire of an entrepreneur is understanding all those things. Just what I said. You gotta know what you're getting into. You see the fruit, but you don't see the process. Now, here's the things that entrepreneurs have. The motivation, the courage, and the desire of an entrepreneur. That person is fearless or fearful. Know the difference. Okay. They're either fearful. So that just telling you when they're fearful, they're motivated by the goal. When they're fearless, they're motivated by the goal. When they're fearful, they're motivated by something behind them. Either way, they're moving. There's action. They're creative. They're disciplined. They're organized. They delay gratification. That failure motivates them. It doesn't stop them. In corporate America, before they stepped out corporate America, they were leaders and they were mentors during that time. Okay, so now if you want to be an entrepreneur, you're not, and I've said this in another video, you're not going to be telling the story while you're living the story. You are going to tell the story when you are done, when you have laid the ground and the foundation for what you are trying to build. Then you can tell that story. All right. motivation, courage, the desire of an entrepreneur, that is equal to what I call having a philosophy over your feelings. Because when you're an entrepreneur, you're not going to have anything, you're not going to let anything stop you. So again, as what happened with this girl that was working in our office last year, she's going to have a rude awakening. Now, what's interesting is myself and my business partner, we're going to help her. We really don't want to see her fail. We were insulted, especially me. I was insulted. I was like, what? As many years as I've been grinding to get to where I am right now, where I have this business and I have another business that's going, and I have another working on another business, all of them required a grind. And so again, I said, okay, my bad. I made it look easy. But, I see what she sees. But again, the good nature that I have is I'm going to give her all the tools that I have. And if she has any questions, I'm going to help her out, because I do want her to succeed, because I know exactly what she's going to run into. And it's going to be a hard brick wall. And she's going to, oh my goodness, she's going to like, I didn't know it was like this. I'm like, yeah, all you had to do was ask. Like I said, do not judge a man until you have walked in his moccasins 2 full moons. Know exactly. And in this regard, it would be 2 seasons of what we have done before you say, okay, I get it. All right. And I'll say this at the end. When you look at that, when you really understand and really say, hey, this is not going to be easy, but I'm willing to learn to move into that space of entrepreneur, because I really want to get paid for what I'm worth. When you do that, again, you are planning your greatness. This is Plan Your Greatness. And I will say this again, plan your greatness. You know why? Because no one else will. I will see you all next time.